Hey, what's happening? It's your dude, the merciless Reese L. Black. Welcome back to the booth. I actually want to go ahead and take this time to just thank all of you subscribers right now for getting me over a rack. That's right, over 1,000 of you guys have some sick freaking minds once in a while to deal with my hot mess and everything. But I just want to go ahead and humbly thank you guys for being some day one riders, considering that I launched this platform in August 2021, and here we are today, got over 1,000 subs. That's a great milestone, especially for myself and everything. So I want to go ahead and give a big ass thank you, and I love all you. So which lets me know I'm doing something right, or I'm saying something right, or even saying something wrong and you're just entertained by it and you just want me to go ahead and continue letting me do me. Right, let's go ahead and address one of the elephants in the room, which I was tired of hearing about, and I never addressed it because I kind of wanted the smoke to clear, because things are more than meets the eye when it comes to these little situations. That's right, the Oscar slap, Will Smith and Chris Rock, and I love Chris Rock. Pause. Chris Rock is my favorite comedian next to Sinbad, and I can't even believe what the hell that I saw. So we got that whole situation that popped off. Things seemed to calm down a bit. Will is gonna go to rehab, luxury rehab. You know, I guess he's just been running around slapping people, huh? Nah, that's not a jab, or maybe it is. But let's go ahead and talk about for a second. But I wanted to actually segue into this little topic that I have for today. The divorce epidemic. Nah, I don't really want to call it an epidemic, but there has been a couple of divorces that have been going on in the celebrity world. And you know, there's probably more divorces going on right now, unfortunately. We have Billy Ray Cyrus. His wife is trying to divorce him for the third time. I'm trying to figure out what Billy Ray said to basically keep her, you know, but he did it. So Billy Ray Cyrus, wife is trying to divorce him for the third time. Then you got my man Anthony Anderson from one of my favorite shows, Blackish. It sucks because this is his final season of Blackish. But man, even his wife is trying to go ahead and get rid of him for the second time. Second time. At first, I thought he was divorced the first time, but no, this is the second time. And then y'all already know about Kim and Kanye. I think Kanye has finally given up. So looks like he's gonna go ahead and finally move on, just be a dad and jump back into the streets, get back into the field and get to it. And then we have Will Smith and Jada, who you guys want to divorce. Y'all some sick individuals. Y'all trying to really, people putting that energy out there like, Will need to get rid of Jada. Jada need to get rid of Will. It was like, damn, let that couple do them. If they need to work it out, let them work it out. I mean, damn, y'all over there rooting for Will to get rid of Jada. She had an entanglement. What the hell's wrong with you? But let's go ahead and talk about that for a second. Actually, this was actually segueing into reasons why people have divorce. Now, if anybody has read Will's book, which is actually a pretty good book, he actually divorced his first wife. And what was sad about it, it was down to something that was a little bit mishandled. Paraphrasing the scenario, or actually what really happened. He had a barber that was coming by the house that was actually going to go ahead and collect some cash after making adjustments to give Will a haircut, I believe, right? And the barber said it was going to cost this much. Will called up his wife, his first wife, and said, yo, do you got this much? She said, yeah. And he was like, good, because my man is about to come by and pick that up. So make sure you give it to him. All right. And then next thing you know, the barber gets there and wifey shorts him. She didn't have all the money. So Will talks to her about it. He's like, what the hell? I thought you had it. She was like, well, I thought I did too. And damn, and I'm paraphrasing slightly, he says, I wish you would be worth something, or I wish you were worth something. And I was like, damn, that's like telling your kids you disappointed in them and they 5 or something. But that's what he did. And then, of course, issues snowballed from there. And Will filed for divorce. What was interesting about that, his first wife wanted to keep the marriage going, was willing to fight, do whatever it takes to keep that marriage going. right when you probably think that he was going to be like, okay, especially considering the Will Smith that you know now, he didn't. He filed for divorce. Rest was history. So that's done. And life goes on with Jada. Now, what a lot of you guys probably don't know about this instance, yeah, you probably heard all the red table talks and all the stories she was talking about. She really wasn't in love with Will, really didn't want to marry Will, and yada, yada, yada. But what's interesting is, I don't know if it's fake, but there was actually an interview way back when, after, a little bit going prior to, going into them getting married. Jada said this interview in an interview that she said there will not be a divorce. We will not be splitting if we get married. She said that. So it's kind of interesting that you have all these platforms that are talking, giving all these reasons on like, why Will doesn't love Jada, or why Jada doesn't love Will, why Will is a simp, why he's a blue pill beta male, and Jada is pulling the puppet strings. She got him, all she got to do is give him a look and he'll just go ahead and slap everybody up like a damn contractor. It's like, you'd be amazed on what a man will do for love. Like he said, I mean, I ain't gonna go slap nobody. If my wife looks at me crazy, I'm just like, look, hey, you take that shit to the chin. It's called a roast, okay? The boys, we have been roasting each other for years, right? So that's just something you got to deal with. But what I actually wanted to talk about is like, why people do get divorced. Of course, Will, Jada, wish y'all the best. We're gonna stay out of y'all business because it's getting boring anyway. We're gonna move on to something else. But let's go ahead and talk about divorce for a second. Some of the reasons why people do get divorced, and let's go ahead and like get rid of the cliched reasons on why people get divorced. You guys already know them, but let's go ahead and do what I like to do. Let's go ahead and get a tad bit deeper. Stress. If anybody wants to talk about what stress is, it can be defined as working really hard on something you don't want to work on. You build up that anxiety. You freaking have attacks, panic attacks, and things like things of that nature, right? You don't want to be with this person. You don't want to deal with them anymore. Whether you grew out of love with them or whatever, it bothers you so much to the point where you feel trapped. You try to think about and play with the idea of divorce until you do your homework and realize that anxiety may build up even more when you're just realizing what the divorce process is. Until you just finally throw your hands up, you're like, screw it, I don't want to deal with this anymore. You literally have couples out there who just cry because of stress over the person that they married because it's gotten that bad. Whether they feel trapped, whether they are just like, financially done with this person, whether they are just not in love with this person. But you actually have people who just scream in the house when they're by themselves or out in the field in the open because they can't stand being in the presence of this person anymore. And you're just like, then why don't you just leave? Like I said before, it's not as easy. Yeah, you can pretty much just get out the house and dip, but heading on down to the courthouse, paying that fat ass application fee, which is about over $400, depending on what state you're in, just to go ahead and get it started. And then you got to find a third party to serve that person the papers. Ain't that jacked up how you paid this big ass fee and they got the nerve to tell you now you got to follow our rules and get somebody else to give them the papers? It's like, I paid for the shit, so how come I can't give them themselves? I don't know if it's a Cali thing, but apparently that's how you're supposed to be doing it. So the stress just continues. And that's why a lot of people be seeming like they're wanting to bite their own heads off when they go through that process. But yeah, stress is damn near a MF. Yeah, people do have an ulterior motive of getting married. And once they feel that person, they serve their purpose, it's done. Yes, fellas, you've heard stories. You knock up that woman, their wife, she has that baby. Next thing you know, she acts a little bit funny, and she files for a divorce behind your back. Purpose served. And that's got a lot of y'all spooked out there about getting married because, damn, she said she loved me. She played the role nice. She treated me like a king. Next thing you know, she's pregnant. And next thing you know, we have the child. We are parents. And whoa, wait a minute. You just flipped. Your face just turned. Now you don't love me anymore. Now you're sick and tired of me. Or you just got the nerve to be sassy and just be like, I just don't need you anymore. It's just going to be me and my baby. Bye. File for divorce, spousal, child support. You kind of feel like this was all planned out. Yeah, in some cases, that's the reality. It is. Purpose served. There are actually people out there that do want to be alone. I know we have like a few platforms here and there where they talk about how people are happily single. Believe it, it's true. There's a lot of people out there that are not entirely miserable just because they're single. Some people like being alone. Even during marriage, some people, if anybody has ever experienced this, sometimes your partner just likes to be alone, just to like go in a room, get away from you. But it continues, it becomes a habit, and you start to wonder like, damn, like we don't even sleep in the same bed anymore. If you want to call it growing apart, do as you may. But that person may really be telling you like, I just want to be alone, to the point where it becomes literal. And now it's going to become official. They will literally divorce you because they want to be by themselves. They don't want to be around anybody. Hell, they don't even want to be around the kids. What's done is done. They literally feel comfortable being by themselves, being in a home by themselves. Hell, they will move out and be separated from you. They don't care. It's done. They don't want to deal with you anymore because they just want to be alone. They want to be to themselves. I really do not understand that, but it's true. Hell, Trump, he's been married a few times. Elon Musk, the late Elizabeth Taylor. Some people just can't be alone. Or some people can be with somebody, but they want to be with somebody else. This other person got boring real quick, or they just got bored of them real quick. We don't want to tell the other person that they are boring. We're not going to say anything like that. Some people are just trifling like that. They just see something brand new and they want to go deal with that. It's their turn now. Yes, it sounds sickening. Yeah, look that up. Look up the serial spouse. They will literally divorce you because they want to move on to somebody else, and they will go ahead and typically do the same thing and then move to another person. It's almost like a damn sickness, like a mental sickness, but it's true. I know that sometimes we do treat people like a shopping item, like a pair of shoes, like a shirt, like underwear, and we don't treat them like actual people. We act like we don't see the value in people anymore. But yeah, these people will literally be with somebody, enjoy that honeymoon stage, and when things hit the fan, they're ready to move on to the next one and start the process all over again. I really don't see how any man can really just give another woman a chance after they had 3 failed marriages, or we'll just say 3 divorces. I will kind of pump my brakes on that, but you know, as men, we like to get married with this thing down below instead of using this up here. But anyways, I just wanted to go ahead and take the time to throw that vid out there. And y'all know how I do. I'm out this piece. Good evening, Mr. Black.